And before we get into today's requested live stream lecture, please hit my subscribe button and hit my notification button. Support my channel. You know, I take a look at my analytics and I get a tremendous amount of viewers who view my videos who are subscribers, and my analytics also show my viewers who watch my videos who have not subscribed. You know, I got a high percentage of viewers who watch my videos who have not subscribed. You know, I appreciate the views, I appreciate the watch hours, but if you are viewing my videos and have not subscribed, it's the reason you're viewing my videos. I have no doubt you're gaining some information from whatever you're watching, but it does not support my channel if you do not hit that subscribe button to support my channel, to subscribe to my channel. You know, what separates my channel from most YouTube content creators is I really do a tremendous amount of footwork in the real world, meeting people, engaging in dialogue. You know, it's not all about just marketing my channel and marketing my book. No, I have a way of getting people to open up and talk about themselves, tell me how their day was, talk about their goals and dreams and aspirations. And then later on, I may let them know that I have a YouTube channel, and they will pull out their smartphone and subscribe to my channel on the spot. So support my channel, subscribe to my channel, hit that button right now. And with that being said, let's get down to today's exciting live stream requested lecture from a 29-year-old young female who I was in this discussion with yesterday, and she requested that I do a lecture on do you have a business plan on paper that ties into whatever goal that you're working on? Do you have a strategic business plan? Because if you don't, you're setting yourself up for failure. And how I'm going to present this lecture is I'm actually going to give the world an update version of my updated business plan that I developed over 2 years ago in reference to the what behind what I do. Do you have a business plan? You know, the business plan for my book and the business plan for the goals that I'm working on in my YouTube channel. First of all, the primary goal on any business plan, you got to have documented on that business plan the primary goal of what you are trying to do. And the primary goal of my business, because my business name is Parrish & Associates Resource Center, is my primary goal is for my YouTube channel and my book title, Awake Financial Freedom. And I also added a new service under my business plan is in the future, I'm going to be providing business coaching sessions. But the primary goal and the driving force of my business plan is to offer my knowledge and life experience by presenting various thought-provoking topics on my YouTube channel and sharing my testimony in my book titled Awake Financial Freedom, now available for purchase on all major platforms, you know, Barnes & Noble, Amazon, Google, etc. Another goal I added on my business plan is in the future, I'm going to be offering business coaching services to customers to help the customer develop their own initial business plan plus a certain amount of coaching sessions. You know, a business plan is a living, breathing document. Basic Business 101. And literally on my business plan, you gotta have a goal on the far left of this business plan. You literally gotta write down a goal that you want to achieve. And I'm gonna give you an example of one of the goals that I have on my business plan is I had a goal for my video trailer to be released as a way to market my book title, Awake financial freedom. That literally is a goal. Anytime you write down a goal in the middle of that business plan, you got to write down a specific objective, a specific step that's going to directly tie into that goal on that business plan. And a specific objective in step that tie into the business plan for my video trailer to be released as a way to market my book title, Awake Financial Freedom. The step that was done that tied into that goal is that step had to be completed by Page Publishing Company, who published my book. I literally hired my publishing company to complete the video trailer of my book, Awake Financial Freedom. That was a specific step. That was something that had to be done by the publishing company once I contacted them and paid for the services for them to go in and complete my video trailer. Because if the audience is aware, although my book has hit all major bookstores a few months ago, I am still aligning myself with my publishing company to do various things to market my book in order to drive sales. So the specific step is Page Publishing Company, literally after I paid the bill, went in and completed my video trailer to market my book, Awake Financial Freedom. And I paid for those services June 10th, 2022. Because anytime on any basic business plan, you got to write down the specific goal. You got to write down the step or objective on whether it's something you got to do or it's something you got to align yourself to do with a stakeholder to get it done. A step is measurable. Who is going to do it? That measurable objective must tie into the goal. And then on the very far right of any business plan, you got to write down the date, the specific date that the goal was achieved. You got to write down a projected due date. So the specific date that my video trailer was completed by my publishing company was June 10th, 2022. The reason why you got to write down a specific projected date, because that date is going to hold you accountable or hold the stakeholder accountable to get the job done. This is basic business 101. You got to have the goal. Write down the goal. You got to write down specific measurable steps that you or the stakeholder must do to achieve the goal. It's got to be measurable. And then on the far right, you got to write down the projected due date. And when the goal has actually been achieved, I literally went in on my business plan. And wrote down the goal was completed June 10th, 2022. If you don't have a business plan, when you got those goals, objectives, projected due date, then you're setting yourself up for failure. That due date holds you accountable to make sure the goal has been completed. You got to periodically touch this business plan, revise this business plan, look at this business plan on an ongoing basis. I'm gonna give you another example of another goal that I have documented and indicated on my living, breathing document, my business plan. For example, goal on the far left. For radio interview to be completed between Page Publishing and Marie Holiday as a way to market my book titled Awake Financial Freedom. The steps towards that goal, the objective towards that goal in the middle of that business plan is to be completed between Page Publishing and Marie Holiday. The services will be paid by Marie Holiday. That is a specific something that I must do and collaborate with my publishing company in reference to that radio interview. That will be the projected date that will be done and achieved will be November of 2022, because there's many things that I got to do in the publishing company got to do to coordinate and line up that radio interview between me and the publishing company and the radio station that they contract with to market that book. I'm here to tell you that I don't care what goal in the world that you're working on. Yeah, it's okay to have your day job, but I don't care whatever goal that you're trying to work on. I don't care if it's to start a business or to write a book or to market whatever or to build whatever you're trying to build. If you do not have a business plan on paper with that goal, measurable steps, and projected due date, then you're just out there doing something. You have no way to measure that progress. I'm here to tell you, this is powerful stuff. Another goal that I have on my business plan that I added on my business plan is I added the initial business on my initial business plan to add that I'm gonna be providing coaching sessions to assist people to develop their initial business plan. That's a goal. To add initial business plan to assist people to develop their initial business plan to include 4 coaching sessions. That's the goal. The steps that I had to do to work that directly tie into that goal is I had to literally develop a strategic business plan in coaching services information for customers. This binder you see right here is literally laid out on the strategic business plan in reference to my coaching services that I will be offering early next year. And it's not free because, I do have a degree in business. So I'm going to literally add this as one of the services under my business plan in the near future. So I've already got that done. The date that I literally got the nuts and bolts of the services that I'm going to be providing in reference to the initial business plan and coaching sessions for new customers, I literally completed that on May 4th. 2022. And I had to do a lot of work behind the scene in terms of creating the forms, creating the forms for the payment, the description of what the person is going to be getting when I begin to market this in the near future. So again, if you cannot get on paper in regards to what you're trying to do, I'm here to tell you, you're just out there just doing something. And like I said, I had a recent conversation with a very young individual and say, Miss Holiday, do a lecture on the importance of having a business plan. Make sure you ask that thought-provoking question. Do you have a business plan with identified goals on that business plan, with identified steps and objectives that directly link to that goal? Do you have on that business plan on the far right the projected date that you want that goal completed? Because if you don't put a projected date down, that date holds you accountable to make sure you follow through on what you put down on the business plan, and then it forms a way to measure your progress. I'm gonna give you an example of another goal that I have on my living, breathing document, my business plan. The goal is to hire a website designer to complete my business website. I don't know nothing about developing a website. So I literally got that goal on my business plan on the far left. And in the middle of that business plan, the measurable objective, that step that directly linked to that goal is to attain referral and contact a contractor. And I've already done that on May 11th, 2022 to get the process started to develop my business website, adding that service that I'm going to add under my company name, Parrish and Associates. The date that literally was done, and I wrote down that date on the far right, was May 11th, 2022. I already contacted that contractor. We had a phone consultation. He submitted me his contract for service in terms of what I got to pay and what I got to do for him to go in and develop that website for my business, adding the coaching services to develop the initial business plan and coaching sessions for new customers. I spent a lot of blood, sweat, and tears on getting everything on paper. So when he go in to complete that website, he got all of the information on the services, a description of the services that I'm providing with the initial business plan, the coaching sessions, all about payment in brevity. Then I got the hard copy. I'll also put it in Word document version. And once we move forward for him to begin to execute to complete my business website, I will submit this here in the electronic version so he can go in and do his magic. I'm here to tell you that you also, when you're developing a business plan, recognize that you are not the expert in everything. Whatever the business plan may be, you're going to need a business website. Go ahead and hire the experts to create that business website, because everything that's of value is not going to be free. And I'm here to tell you, this here is a very important topic, because the more I talk to people in the natural environment who are out there, they're saying that they're doing this, they're starting this business, they're making music, they're selling t-shirts, they're selling stuff online to make money, products online to make money. And as I listen to these people, I always ask them the very simple basic question: do you have a business plan on paper identifying all of the goals that you want to achieve? One good thing about a business plan, as you accomplish one goal, you go in and you write down the goal has been achieved, and then you add a new goal. For each goal, make sure to, in the middle of this business plan, to write down 3 specific steps, 3 specific measurable objectives that directly link to the goal. On the far right of that business plan, it's critical that you write down the projected due date that the goal is going to be achieved. If you do not put a due date on a projected due date on this business plan, then how are you going to be able to hold yourself accountable to stay focused on that goal? That due date holds you accountable to do what you say that you're going to do on the business plan. My actual business plan is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pages long, because I'm constantly going in to mark off goals, to add goals, to look at this business plan, to revise this business plan. It's a living, breathing document. This is Basic Business 101. Again, one of my new subscribers literally was talking to me yesterday, and he said, Miss Holiday, please do an upload on the thought-provoking question: do you have a business plan, the driving force behind whatever goal you're trying to achieve? And if not, if you don't have this, you are setting yourself up for failure. And I'm here to tell you. So ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all got something out of this in regards to, do you have a business plan? And I also literally presented to the world my updated business plan. Periodically, I'm always going in and sharing with the world my updated strategic business plan. Even with my book titled Awake Financial Freedom, that took me a year and 3 months to write this book, to write my manuscript. I literally had on my business plan, the goal is to write my book, to share my testimony on how I rose from financial disruption. That was the goal, to write my book. The 3 measurable steps that I had that directly link to that goal to write my book is one of the steps. Every Saturday for 2 hours, I will be sit down literally and I will write my manuscript to my book. That was a goal that linked directly. That was a step. That was an objective that directly linked to that goal. Another step that I did that tied into my business plan to write my book was I created an outline. Because if you're writing a book, if you're writing a manuscript, you got to have an outline and give each outline a title. So that step directly linked to that goal. The projected due date that I literally put on my business plan is I stated within 18 months, I want to have that manuscript completed. And when it took me a year and 3 months to write my manuscript, when I wrote that last word, I literally went into my business plan, manuscript completed. Basic Business 101. Again, ladies and gentlemen, my book title, Awake Financial Freedom, has hit all major bookstores a few months ago. This is a must-read book where I dove deep, share with the world literally on how I rose from financial destruction to complete financial freedom. There's an area in this book where I talk about how I strategically use the avalanche approach and the snowball approach to literally become debt-free. Check this book out. It can be purchased on all major platforms. The soft copy of the book is $12.99. The ebook version is $9.99. Once you have purchased my book and read my book, please go into the platform and do an honest review on my book. And I'm here to tell you. That's all I have on this topic. Don't forget, please hit my subscribe button, hit my notification button, support my channel. I hope you all got something out of this in regards to the thought-provoking live stream topic. Do you have a business plan, the driving force on paper in terms of the what behind or what you're doing right now? So with that being said, that's all I have. Simplify, Simple Fidelis, and I'm going to leave you in the care of your own conscience. Have a great day.